Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Cam from Tweeking Media, and I am joined once again by my co-host Trellsav.
It's Trail. My bad. I was, I was low key thought you was gonna say something else. I was like,
Nah,
yo, we
it's
haven't
been a long
did
it's
this
been
in
a long
such a
day.
long time, bro.
It's
And
been
it's
a
been a
long day
long
for
day.
both of us, bro. It's been a long day. We both
Yo,
had to get up early for work, so we kind of lagging. So you gotta
bro,
excuse
I
us.
swear, when you said you was gonna take a nap, I'm like, yo, I probably should do one of them things, dog. But I was like, if I take a nap, bro, I ain't waking up till 10, so I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna thug it out, bro.
Nah, I
I'm
had
gonna
my
thug
I,
it
I
out.
was I was on Eve when I came back home. But
All right.
anyway, thank you guys once again for joining us. We were supposed to record on Sunday, but things happened. But we are still releasing an episode this week. So we're recording this on Tuesday night. You should be seeing this Wednesday morning. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode because really we're only be talking about one main thing, which obviously, if you don't know, Gamescom happened last week. So we're going to be talking about all the big announcements and our thoughts and impressions on everything that was showcased there. But before we get into that, should have showed this video some love, y'all. Help us get to 1K views at the end of the year. That is our sub goal. And you can do that by liking the video, commenting, subscribing to the channel if you have not, clicking on that bell icon to stay notified of all future posts we drop on this video, and sharing this video across all of your fellow nerds. Also, be sure to check out all the content that is currently available on our channel. We have a sports podcast with Threes from the Ring. So if you are someone who's interested in wrestling and basketball teams, be sure to check that out. We also have Gotcha on the Gotcha, which is a series that I do. So if you're interested in Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves, Goddess Victory, Nikkei, all that degenerate gotcha gaming stuff, I cover it. Be sure to check that out on the playlist on our channel. And also, we have a game review series that Trail and I do called Views from the Couch, where we go, these are videos where we can go a little bit more in depth on games that we can't really cover throughout the pod. So all that content is available right now on the channel. So check it out if you're interested. Also, be sure to check out all of our socials: TikTok at YTM Clips, Twitter at Attack on Culture, and Facebook at Tweeking Media. Links to all that is in the description box below. So, all that being said, let's get started right now. Before we go into Gamescom, though, I just want to talk about one quick thing. I'm a movie goer. Your boy likes to go to the movies a lot. And so this weekend, I went to go see Nobody 2, which is obviously is a sequel to Nobody. If you haven't seen that yet, I believe the first movie's on Amazon Prime, if I'm not mistaken. I highly recommend it. It's basically, I know a lot of people are getting sick of this comparison, but I mean, that's my GOAT right there. He's basically John Wick if he had a family. So Nobody 2 is basically a sequel that basically he's going on vacation with his family, spend some time with them, and then of course he runs into shenanigans with a local corrupt law enforcement. So things ensue and he has to basically destroy that law enforcement, even though he didn't really go there. He really wanted to enjoy his vacation, but somehow, some way, he packs people up. So I highly recommend it. It is a gruesome and brutal film. There's a lot of kill scenes in there that made me a connoisseur of these type of movies, because I'll be seeing a lot of this stuff. It kind of made me flinch and go like, dang. But all in all, I had a really good time. Don't go in there expecting Oscar worthy, Oscar bait stuff. So turn your brain off, enjoy a film, and I like it for that. So all in all, I definitely recommend you go check it out on a discount or on the weekend, whatever you are able to catch it, or if it's streams, it's a good watch. But other than that, a quick side note though, because I wanted to bring this up before we get into the topic. So as we all know, like last podcast, we talked about like the Fantastic Four movie that released last month, the first steps. So what I did, shout out to Insomnia, one day I was like, you know what, let me just check out, because I have Disney Plus thanks to my mom. I wouldn't rewatch the Fantastic Four duology movie, so the ones that I think it was 2005, 2007, Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four Rise of Silver Surfer, just to see how it is compared to what we have nowadays. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this may be a hot take. I feel like those movies still hold up. I don't know why. I got a soft spot for those movies in particular, but rewatching those movies, I was like, these movies weren't as bad as I like had a picture in my mind. Now, obviously, the first it's nothing compared to what we have now as far as comic book movies. It's not in my top 20 list of comic book movies of all time, but the movies still hold up. Folks who plays Mr. Fantastic in those movies looks like him. He acts really solid. Even though they did Jessica Alba dirty, she did play a really good Sue Storm, in my opinion. And Chris Evans kills it as a Johnny Storm, man. Like, I honestly, the cast was good. Now, the actual movie plots themselves were low-key kind of bogus, especially the first film. Like, the first film, I think, is like an hour and 30 minutes. And, like, that whole movie is low-key just them getting used to like, an hour into the movie, they're still getting used to their powers, and they have not done a single superhero thing besides stop an accident on the bridge that the Thing caused. So, like, they solved the problem that they caused, and then, like, literally the final conversation between them and Doctor Doom was like 2 minutes. Folks comes in, does a couple blasts, and then they just freaking heat dome him and turn him into pure metal. And then the second movie with, you already know, like, Galactus being a freaking cloud dust or whatever, and Silver Surfer just beating him by committing Sudoku on him, is like, yeah. But aside from all that, I don't know. Let me know y'all thoughts down below. If you are someone like who goes back and watches old comic book movies, let me know your thoughts on the Fantastic Four. Like, not obviously not Fan Four Stick. That movie sucks, and we all know that. But say
it again.
You said what?
Say that again. That's the best thing that came out that movie. Is literally when Reed told Thing to say it again.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Say that again.
That's the best thing that came out of that movie.
Because we got a top quality meme for that. But yeah, and we all know Fan Four Stick that came out 2015. That is garbage. But I want to know your thoughts on the Fantastic Four, I think 2005, and Rise of Silver Surfer 2007 movie. Do you think they still hold up, or are they basura? Let me know. All right, so with all that yapping, let's get on to what we really came here for, which is Gamescom 2025. More particularly, we're going to be talking specifically about the opening night reveals. I know there was like a bunch of stuff, Xbox and the future game stuff. We're mainly going to be talking about the opening night because that's pretty much what everybody watched. That's the only thing I watched or cared enough to watch. Shout out to Maximilian Dude. I watched it through his streams because I like seeing some of my favorite content creators react to things. So we'll start with what we're going to really just cover the big stuff. There was a lot of stuff that got announced. If I'm keeping it a buck, right? I honestly feel like this is probably the best, like, even compared to like the summer game show and stuff like that. This is one of the best like game show like reveals we've had in a minute, in my opinion, because they announced a lot of good stuff, and it wasn't like a lot of yapping on stage about stuff we don't care about, with one exception we'll get into. But we did get a lot of good stuff this Gamescom, so I think that kind of deserves to be highlighted. I know that there are some other people who had that kind of same sentiment. I have it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think opening night was a yay, a nay, or a meh? Well, on to the first thing that we're going to talk about, and this is probably the most important thing that came out from the Gamescom reveal. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are very excited. This is potentially game of the year, easily, no doubt about it. So Call of Duty Black Ops 7 was first on the list. Our yearly gracious Activision release of this amazing IP franchise. We are on number 7, y'all. We might get that Call of Duty Final Fantasy crossover soon, bro, because they getting into them digits. But this is like, okay, I think this is like, they're like two moments of like nobody cares moments, right? To get on a more serious note. for some reason, Call of Duty decided that they wanted the majority of their reveal to be focused on the single player campaign for Black Ops 7. And I haven't touched COD in a while. I know Trell has not touched COD in a while. I think the last time we seriously played Call of Duty was like Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
That was it. And that's probably, as far as Call of Duty games, that's probably my favorite one, because that was like the one that the squad we played like the longest time. My favorite FPS game of all time will always be Titanfall 2. EA, you bogus as hell for what y'all did to the release of that game, but still to this day is my favorite first-person shooter game of all time. But Call of Duty was like, yeah, let's focus on single-player campaign shenanigans right now. I don't know how true this is, because a lot of the third-party tools that people use to see like dislike to like ratios, I don't know how trustworthy it is, but they are destroying that. Nobody seems to be interested in this Black Ops 7 story. A lot of people are liking it to, if you recall, Infinite Warfare when that game came out, to the point where they're even comparing kind of like the timelines, because Infinite Warfare came out, was it with Battlefield 1, right? That was like the two games that were competing with each other. I think it was Battlefield 1 came out the same year as Infinite Warfare.
It was a trio, I think so. Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2,
and Infinite Warfare. And Infinite Warfare, if y'all don't remember, that game got dogged too. Nobody was interested in that game. They hated, like, when
that was when they really started adding the pay to win stuff. It was real scummy on
and they started like tripling down on like a lot of the futuristic stuff, which people were getting tired of at that point. And it seems that they're going back to that. And again, your audience seems to not care about that. More so, your audience just doesn't care. Your audience are people who only cares about the multiplayer stuff. So I don't understand why you would spend the majority of your time talking about a mode that only like super diehard fans of the story will care about. Most of your casual audience really only cares about multiplayer stuff. The story seems interesting, to say the least. Like, I don't know if I want to say they're taking a risk or anything like that, but it does seem that they're kind of going more towards the psychological thriller elements of the Black Ops story, kind of more similar to Black Ops 3's story mode. But other than that, there wasn't really anything that like wowed me, except that top-down shooting section towards the end of the trailer that they first saw. That looks pretty interesting. But I don't know. What are your thoughts, Daytrail, on potential game of the year?
Oh man, I don't care. Black Ops is at one of the points now. It's just like you either rock with it or you don't. Like, there's no in between with like the Black Ops series right now. It's just like you either rock with it, you don't. If you don't rock with it, that's cool. But like us, I don't even want to sound like an elitist. You know what I'm saying? But as a gaming community, we are so past the need for Black Ops, bro. It's not. It's like Call of Duty in general. Yeah. Like, so it's the same thing with 2K. For the people who play it, that's the only type of games they like. You know what I mean? So shout out to them. Again, I'm not interested in anything that they showed off. It didn't particularly look interesting to me. But then again, at this point, it's not for me.
Yeah.
So, it's for the people who've been putting money into that. So, and it's just like the 2K niggas, man. That one at Summer Games Fest, because it's funny. 2K don't have to do. They got a lot in Madden too. They got such a lot on their fan base. They don't have to go to these things. Like, they know that people are going to pay for the game. Yeah, people are going to pay for it and stuff like that. 2K adding stuff that they took out previously
and getting praised for it. So you know how it go, man. These yearly titles things, I will never be a big fan of. So I can care less about what Call of Duty doing, to tell you the truth. Yeah. I'm kind of wondering because I don't. Did they already do it? Because they weren't they supposed to like take a. They were saying something about like taking a year off of COD. Um, have they done
No,
that yet?
no. I think the
Okay.
only people who have done that is who had the yearly titles was Assassin's Creed. They're the only ones who officially
Yeah.
have done that.
I'm pretty because like I mean we all know the yearly Call of Duty cycle. People are gonna complain. You know, I coined the frame. I trademarked it. This is my term. C2P complain to pay. So everybody's gonna complain about it. This trailer sucks. Mass dislike ratios. Game comes out. Y'all are gonna play it day one. Then guys are gonna complain about the game. Then next year when they announce the new Call of Duty, you guys are gonna go like, looking back, Black Ops 7 wasn't actually that bad. It's actually a pretty good game. And then you're gonna complain about whatever is the next Call of Duty that they announce, Modern Warfare 33. And then you guys are gonna, cycle's gonna repeat itself. You guys love complaining to pay, and Call of Duty has got y'all by the balls. So at this point, I mean, we already know how the Call of Duty community is with boycotts. So y'all aren't gonna do anything. Y'all gonna play. Y'all are gonna play this new Call of Duty, and y'all are gonna love it. You're gonna say you hate it, but you're gonna love it. So shout out to Activision for that yearly finesse that they got going for y'all. So that's that. Next, let's go ahead and just get this one out the way. This is probably one of, if not the biggest announcement that got announced during Gamescom. This is a game that like if you are somebody who tunes into like a lot of live streams like Nintendo Direct, Xbox Showcase, State of Plays, all that stuff. I mean, people put it as a meme, but like it's one of those memes that like quickly became like, yeah, it never was funny. But Silk Song, y'all finally got y'all W. Y'all finally got a release date. It confirmed for later 2025. A lot of people are like, they're not gonna, where's Silk Song? Because like if you've seen the comment sections of a lot of these game showcase live streams, you will see people go like Silk Song, Silk Song, Silk Song, Silk Song, Silk Song. So finally, it got announced, and now you guys can finally shut up about Silk Song. I might, take the opportunity to play the first Hollow Knight too, just to see what's to it. But what's your thoughts on this day, Trail?
That game ain't for us, big dog. It ain't for us, bro. All right, look,
it's a Metroidvania, right?
It's a Metroidvania Souls like. That's like that's two games I'm not the biggest, player of.
Yeah.
So,
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm already not the biggest fan of Metroidvanias. You had
that I'm not either. That's probably my least. It's probably my least favorite genre of a video game. It's a Metroidvania. And this is not us saying that the game is garbage. It's just
not
it's
bad.
Just not for us.
It's just not for us. We're not the target audience. I know we stuck. We're not real gamers. Blah 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 blah. Stick to Fortnite, Call of Duty, whatever you guys are gonna say. We just don't play those games.
I've been playing this one roguelike, palette cleanser. Not trying to get the platinum or anything like that. Called Dead Cells, and that's a Metroidvania, and I'm getting bodied. I just can't. And that's one of them like easier ones because Metroidvanias are like fast paced. You can't really just be like slow down and methodical and stuff like that. Like we play a lot of turn based games. So when you play a lot of turn based games, you kind of get methodical in how you play video games. Metroidvanias, you just gotta play, and it's just not. It's just not for me. But I'm so happy for that fan base because it's a good fan base. I'm so happy for those developers. They're really great developers. They said that the game always been ready. They just found out they were just having so much fun developing it, so they kept going. Hopefully the game's good. Saying stuff like that because niggas been waiting for that game. That game
expectations are very high.
Yeah, that was one of the games that people like was champion Game Pass for, because Hollow Knight is going to be on that day one Game Pass. So people champion Game Pass for that because people love that series. So yeah, expectations are through the roof, but I believe they're gonna deliver.
Yeah.
They have no choice, but I believe they're gonna deliver. It's I would be extremely shocked if people come out of playing Silk Song being like, "Yo, this was garbage."
Gaming straight.
I would
That
be extremely shocked.
it'll be one of the biggest heel turns in gaming.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It'd be talked about for a while, but um that is indie GTA 6. It
Yo,
is indie
yeah.
GTA 6. And what I mean by that, a lot of indie games that was slated to release around that time said they're gonna give the month to Silk Song. So
Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
so they giving that month to Silk Song. Look, people lucky ain't no developer. I'm like, hey, I'm dropping my game. I'm not going, bro. I ain't about to
You gonna
get
say
bullied by these niggas. Niggas gonna play Silk Zone. They gonna play Silk Zone. So
it get absolutely eclipsed because
yes,
everybody go play your game and say, yeah, play Silk Song.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. But I died on my sword. But yeah, Metroidvanias, it's again not for me, but I'm happy for Silk Song. But when I tell you, I thought about it. Look, I want to give you the thought process. I was like, okay, I usually do this, and I know you do it too. A very hyped game from a series to come out. You play the old one if you never got a chance to play it, and it's a plus if it's on PlayStation Plus. You don't got to pay for it or Game Pass, something like that, right?
Yep.
I go on there, then I start looking at YouTube videos. People talk about the game. Then I did the worst thing possible for me, and any gamers like me. I checked out the platinum grind. I'm not playing that game. That is one of the few platinums I've seen that said 10 out of 10, bro. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching it. Because it's like now I'll go into the game and me not playing and me not trying to platinum it, it's like the game calling me a peon, bro. Like you playing this game, but you're not gonna really play it. Yeah. So I'm not gonna, I'm Gucci. But I'm all jokes aside, I'm so excited for those people. They get a game that they've been waiting on for years, and now it's just GTA.
You got Silk Song before GTA 6 too.
Yeah,
there you go.
So it's just GTA. That's after GTA come out. Do we go back to asking where is Beyond Good and Evil at, or something like that? Do we go all the way back to asking where that game is at?
I don't know what the conversation after GTA 6 is gonna be like, because that is, and this is no hot take. In terms of 2020 to 2020, not 2020 to 2030, GTA 6 is the most anticipated game of the decade, hands down. So it's that post gaming clarity go hit real hard when we get out the season of GTA 6. We're like, all right, what's next? I don't know what it is gonna be, but yeah,
exactly.
It's gonna be an interesting conversation. But moving on, I said, I talked earlier about Yap sessions. This was the next big Yap session that I remember. We're not particularly going in order, just in case anybody. I tried to look for some stuff that showcased everything in order, but couldn't really find it. I'm just touching on all the stuff that I remember and that I think is worth talking about. One of those things being Fallout Season 2. So this got video game adaptation of the year last year, right? I believe so.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So a lot of people are looking forward to this. So put it out there. My biggest experience with Fallout is Fallout 4, and that game sucked. So I don't have the biggest interest in Fallout. I've heard good things about the TV show, but it's just I'm just not interested in a lot of live action stuff to begin with. But two, it's just I haven't really had time to really sink my teeth into it. I might check out the show. I say might, but I might be on my Byron status. If y'all don't know, our homie Byron has this saying where he goes, "I should, shouldn't I?" Which means he's not going to. So that's probably how I'm feeling about Fallout. But yeah, this one was gonna upset me because they spent like 5 minutes on stage. Like Jeff brought them out on stage and was like, they were just talking about season 2, and I'm just like, who cares? Like, show a trailer or something, because it's like they're like, yeah, during season 2, all this stuff is gonna happen and blah 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 blah, and I'm just like, I don't think anybody who's really looking forward to Fallout season 2 cares about you talking about the show. They want to actually see the show. So them ending it off on a teaser trailer was good, because if they literally just yap for 5 minutes about stuff people kind of already expected to come out during season 2, I think it would have been a L reveal. But yeah, shout out to that. It's coming out December 17th on Prime Video. I think that you watched Fallout season 2, so we do have someone. You didn't?
Oh, look, bro.
I thought she did. Why? Okay.
No, I watched it.
Because
I watched
okay,
it.
I was to say.
I'm just
so we
saying,
do have someone who watched the show. So,
I'm locked in.
Right,
I'm locked in, bro. And you already get bonus points to most Fallout fans because it's taking place in New Vegas.
New Vegas, yeah.
So you get a million gazillion points for me alone. Just New Vegas is such an amazing game. Such an amazing. I'm surprised I don't have that in my top 10 list. I might have to go revise it thinking about it now. Probably because that platinum sucked. But other than that, it's just an amazing game. And I'm pretty sure Fallout Season 2 is going to be a really good season. So they have so many Easter eggs.
I'm surprised they're doing it just because, like, they're not going to... I'm thinking about it in terms of like the whole Game Awards stuff. They're not gonna make the deadline for like being nominated for like video game adaptation.
It'd be like that sometimes. Who going to be nominated? I don't even remember what Devil May Cry series. That's probably the only one that probably wins this thing. Yeah, and that was garbage. So like, I don't know who wins. I don't really, the game, I'm getting so desensitized to this Game Award stuff. I low key don't be like, you get desensitized when you know the game that your game of the year is not going to win.
It's not getting yeah.
So you get desensitized real early to this game of the year stuff, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean these Game Award stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of game of the year, we also did have during the midst of the Gamescom show, we had Expedition 33. Came out, and they did like a little song selection from the game. Old girl can really sing.
Yes,
like that. She has a beautiful voice, and the fact that they did that, the fact they did that acapella was crazy. So shout out to shout out to her. It was really great. At this point, I don't want to say it, but I kind of want to say it. Like, it's probably gonna win Game of the Year.
No, we're so spoiled, bro.
Yeah.
We're so spoiled, G. Like, if you're so, and I hate that we somehow we always gonna bring it back to talking about how great this year in gaming was. Yeah. But bro, how great the last from 2018 to now, like this year in gaming, these last 8 years in gaming hasn't been a down year. Probably the only down year is when It Takes Two won, but it'd be like that sometimes. But you remember when we was talking about some of the great games on the last pod? We forgot games. We forgot Split Fiction. That's going to be nominated. Like we forgot so many games, and it's so beautiful, and it's a testament to Expedition 33. That though we had so many great games, Expedition 33 came out March, April, and it's still the front runner. That's rare. Usually the front runner.
It's a turn-based RPG on top of that too.
Usually like the front runner, like that's like a June summertime thing, other than like something like an Elden Ring, because Elden Ring was Elden Ring, but like it's a summertime thing or like the blockbuster thing when it comes out, October, September, stuff like a Baldur's Gate, came out late summer. So, but the front runner came out early in the year, and it's still like you still can't pick apart what was wrong with Expedition 33, and we've been sitting on it for months. It's not my game of the year because I other reasons, but it is not because the game not bad. or anything like that. I just had more fun with the other one. But we're so spoiled with gaming. We're so spoiled with gaming that a game like Monster Hunter Wilds is getting backlash
Oh, man.
because it's competing with just bangers, bro. It's just competing with, and it's Monster Hunter Wild, not bad. It's a good game,
The
but
fallout
it's
of that game
competing,
needs to be studied, man.
bro. It's
It needs
competing,
to
and they
be.
about to get a they. Speaking of Gamescom, they about to get a collab with Final Fantasy 14.
Yep.
So, like,
Similar
but
to World.
yeah,
They're getting
so
14 collab.
and it, like, but I think Capcom, the rollout for that game wasn't good. They shouldn't have copied what they did for World. It just literally took the things that people hated about World and just not do it with Wilds. And you would have been in the game of the year conversation too. But they didn't do that, so it'd be like that sometimes.
Oh, but yeah, and also going more in depth on the crossover. So this is specifically for Final Fantasy 14. I know a lot of people are talking about like, oh, Tifa, you're not getting that.
No.
It is specifically for Final Fantasy 14. It's not Final Fantasy. It is a specific Final Fantasy, the one that makes them buku bucks. That one. Yeah. That one is going to be getting the collab. It's going to be interesting. They have Omega Weapon this time as the monster that you're going to be hunting, as opposed to bringing back Behemoth. I wonder if they might do that in secret and just maybe not announce it until it's closer to the release, because a lot of people really did enjoy the Behemoth fight in Monster Hunter World. But
I'm surprised because casuals to the Final Fantasy scene don't understand, like,
they don't know what Omega Weapon is yet.
Yeah, like niggas don't know, like the hardest like monsters in 90% of them games is literally some freaking robot that got built out of nowhere, bro. Yeah. It's like
has an attack that deals max damage to your team, and you can't do nothing about it.
You remember the joint? What was that joint called on 15? The one you had to be like level 124 or something like that. It was level 120.
But yeah, I remember because I had to sweat. But that was back. But that was back before they patched the ring strategy. You just abuse the ring strategy. That's what I did. But Omega Weapon, like for most people who are very casual in the Final Fantasy scene, y'all probably don't know what but like he's a secret boss, but he's also a random encounter. Like earlier Final Fantasy games,
yes,
he was like he was a random rare encounter to where you were pretty much screwed if you ran into him.
Yeah,
you could run into him in the, like, it wasn't like you had to go out of your way to a secret area. You could just get a rare random encounter with him, your level 30-40 team, he just wipes your party out. Like those old Final Fantasy games did not play about Omega Weapon, but he is a staple of the series. I'm very curious what the armor is going to look like, the weapon's going to look like, and how the design of the fight is going to be like. So me and Detra, we might, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we might hop back on them. Might hop back on the wild, see what's to it. Also, they did also announce in tandem that Final Fantasy 14 will also be getting a Monster Hunter Wilds campaign a little bit before the collab in Wilds. So for people who are playing Final Fantasy 14, you have that to look forward to as well. I think they also did this back in the day when World came out. So again, gonna probably be another successful collab, because these are two big franchises, and a lot of people do like when they collab. So there you have it for that. I wanted to mention this early because we were talking about TV shows, but Sekiro got announced for an anime. It's going to be exclusive to Crunchyroll, and Sekiro is still to this day my all-time favorite From Software game. I absolutely love that game. Honestly, them revealing it kind of made me want to spin the block and replay and see how it stacks up, because I haven't played Sekiro in a while. But that, and also seeing shouts RDC, Mark started playing Sekiro Shadows Die Twice recently too, so that has reignited my I kind of want to play the game again.
You ever get to platinum?
You know I don't care about that shit.
I'm about to say it's always a reason to spin the block.
Nah,
That's why I do it.
I'm gonna probably see about like doing the hard mode, like with the bell and stuff on, and that's my platinum is when the credits roll. So that's I'm kind of good on that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks the art style looks phenomenal. I'm very curious because like there's multiple endings to the game, so I'm wondering like what they're gonna choose as like the canon route, quote unquote, for what they're gonna do for that game. But looks pretty interesting. So moving on from there, they did announce. This is funny because I did see a little bit of the pre-show before the official opening night happened, and the guy who did it, I think his name is like Kyle or something like that. Dude was funny because I think because he was going down a list of like things to expect during Gamescom, and like one of them was like the most perfect way. I'm paraphrasing, but he was like games that look really good, but then you find out it's free to play. So one of the game that got like when I saw it, I was like, oh man, this looks really, really good. And I think this could be the wrong one. I don't know, but I think this is the one. I think Swords of Legends. I think that was the one where I think it's supposed to be a free to play game, and it looked really good. And then I think I saw like the Android Apple logo, and I was like, dang, man.
Once you see that, it's a wrap, bro.
Almost. We were almost there. I could be wrong. I could be thinking about something else. But there was like two of them. If I recall, there was like two free-to-play games that were mentioned. I'm trying to see if I can find the other one from this article, but I think it was that, and then there was another game that had got announced, and I was like, dang, man, like if only you weren't. we could have been cooking. But I mean, it still looks interesting. Again, I don't know if it's free to play. I could be misremembering things because there was a lot of stuff that got announced during this Gamescom. But it kind of reminds me a bit of, this is going to be a deep reach, but if you guys remember the Grand Blue Fantasy Relink game that came out, I think it was like 2 years ago. That was also like a third party, like co-op type of 4-player co-op where you like can fight these big monsters together and all sorts of stuff. They had a bunch of characters that had unique traits and stuff. That wasn't a free-to-play game. It was a full game, no DLC or any of that bull as far as like summoning and pulling for characters. Pretty niche game, but kind of reminded me a little bit of that. So that's that. There was a couple of cool, interesting indie things that got announced. One of them being the Cult of Lamb DLC trailer that got revealed. It's called Woolhaven, which is supposed to be launching in early 2026. I think Detroit, you played Cult of Lamb, right? So what do you think about this?
That's what's up. I will not be going back to play that game. Reason why? I got the platinum, spoiler alert, but it took like freaking months after I did it because it was a broken trophy. And there's nothing I hate more in life than about to have a platinum and I grinded those hours trying to get a platinum, and then there's a broken trophy as my last platinum trophy. I hate it. But shout out to Cult of Lamb. It was cool. They have a very cool fan base as well. Very nice fan base. So I know they happy. Sure. They got like animated shorts that's funny. And shout out to them. I won't be playing it though.
Yep. And so another indie game that's slated to release later on this year during quarter 4 2025, Unbeatable. So this game, I wouldn't say I kept up, but I did see a trailer of this game a while back on YouTube about them kind of promoting the game. So this one's been on my radar. So when I saw that it had got a trailer in Gamescom, I was like, oh, okay, it's finally coming out. So this is the premise of this game is it is a rhythm-based game, but it is, I don't know, like the gameplay looks there's like different game, it's like different rhythm game styles if I could worded in a way that makes sense. The plot is basically the world has outlawed music and you're rebelling against that. And you do it in the form of these rhythm mini games. It looks very interesting. The art style looks very cool. Some of the music selections that I heard while I was watching the initial trailer on YouTube is pretty cool. So this is a game I'm looking out for, and I'm probably gonna get this game because it looks interesting. I'm not a super connoisseur of rhythm-based games, but I am somebody where if a game interests me enough, I will try it regardless. And this looks like it's one of the games that I think is going to be worth talking about. So there you go for that one. We also got this is Death by Scrolling. This one looks pretty interesting as well. It's a role game where the screen is constantly moving up and you have to run away from this Grim Reaper while getting upgrades to get to the ferry and survive purgatory. It looked pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys saw it, Detra. What do you think about
Oh my god, I did not see that. And the way you describing it has me anxious, and I don't want to play it. That has me so anxious, bro. Like so anxious. Like that's such a crazy
It's gonna be a this game is definitely gonna be a sweat fest. From what I've seen of the gameplay, it looks like it. But this is a game that people have been looking forward to. It looks interesting. I'm probably not gonna play the game either myself, but it does look like one of those games where it's very similar. I feel like it's gonna be like Balatro, one of those games. The gameplay loop. It's a gameplay loop that is it seems very addictive. So I think it's going to be one of those games that people are going to be playing a lot of when it comes out. I don't think they announced a release date or release year. They kind of just announced it, but yeah, be sure to check that out if that interests you. I did see the other game that I was talking about. It was Neverness to Everness. That game. So that is a Genshin like that's coming out, and the game looks interesting. You look at the trailer, it looks interesting, and then you see available on Google Play or available on Android and Apple, and that's when your heart sinks because it's a free to play open world RPG, and you're summoning for characters. And also, if you play Genshin, Star Rail, anything, I cover this kind of stuff on Gacha on the Gacha. Playing it's going to be like that basically, and obviously their main appeal is going to be tiggle bitties and ass. So there you go. So it's a waifu collection simulator. So that's that. We also have the Outer Worlds dropped another trailer where they showcased one of their, I believe they call the companions trailers, where you're gonna have people that are gonna be going with you throughout the journey. So there's that. I never got a chance to play the first one. Did you ever play Outer Worlds, Trail?
Yeah, it just felt like knockoff New Vegas to me because low-key made by the same people. But I heard it's really good. I just couldn't get jiggy with it. I'm gonna try one day, but I couldn't get jiggy with it at the time. Like I said, it just felt generic. But people loved it, so
yeah,
I can't get mad.
For sure. So if you're somebody who played Outer Worlds, let us know in the comment section below how you feel about it, and also what if you recommend that we sink our teeth into it, or Detroit sinks his teeth to it, because me and Western RPGs, we don't get along. Another thing that kind of stood out to me was the Ninja Gaiden 4. I'm looking forward to this game. This is also coming out in October. October is a stacked month as far as game releases, and we'll talk about that at a later time. But yeah, there's so much stuff coming out, especially towards the end of October. Like those last 2 weeks of October are going to be crazy as far as game releases are concerned. But I'm looking forward to Ninja Gaiden 4. It's funny that it's Ninja Gaiden 4 because it reminds me a lot of the plot of Devil May Cry 4, where they introduced a new character into the roster, and the new character also in Ninja Gaiden 4, he feels like Nero does in Devil May Cry. So curious to see how that all stacks up. But it's coming out October 21st on PlayStation, all that stuff. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to. And let's talk about the really big things, I think we can. There's a lot of stuff you can do your own research. One of them, this might be a potential. I'd say potential competitor, but GTA 6 isn't going to have any competitors. But this game is coming out in 2026. This is a slap in the face, a big middle finger to Rocksteady. Lego Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight. This one was one that I was not expecting to. I don't know. Like this one. This is like the Batman game that we have been looking forward to since Arkham Knight, essentially. And it's crazy how it took Legos to do it when Rocksteady can do it themselves. And so this one looks really interesting. I'm definitely tuning into this one. Shout out to the people who got to experience some of the early gameplay at Gamescom. It looks really good. Like, honestly, it was like one of those things where it's like another Lego Batman game. I don't know how I feel about that. But as soon as they showed the combat, I was like, yep, they understood the assignment.
Yeah, so, I'm just like, this looking crazy, bro. Like this looks like if GTA 1 coming out, this would be game of the year. Like, it looks so good. It looks so good. I don't know what to even say. Like, I don't have any like, oh, I wish they did this. That was it. They literally like, people like Lego Batman, cool. People like the Arkham series, cool. People like the movies, cool. Mm-hmm. Let's put them all together. And they did it. So I ain't got no critique. I am looking forward to. I wishlist that. I don't wishlist crap on PlayStation. I wishlist that game. I want to be reminded that this joint dropping, bro.
Like, yeah, it looks solid. It looks really good. So it's gonna cover they said it's gonna cover the story of Bruce Wayne going through from him trading with the League of Shadows into his career as Batman. So he gets experience. They had a lot of Easter eggs from various comic books, animated shows, game references, and movie references as well. So it looks like it's going to be a game truly meant for Batman fans. Hopefully you take notes, Rocksteady. This is what we want in the Batman game, not whatever crap you were smoking when you made that trash Suicide Squad game. But yeah, so coming out early 2026. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to be playing it, and obviously we'll talk about it when it arrives. So there you go. And then the last two big things that were announced that a lot of people are looking forward to are Silent Hill F being one of them. So this looks pretty interesting. A lot of people, I've seen so much, like, it's like a lot of people were like, yes, new Silent Hill game, I'm looking forward to it. And there's people who are like, this looks like, Silent Hill, Dark Souls, I don't care about it. I'm not gonna play the game again. My tolerance for horror very low. Unless your name is Leon Kennedy, and you can suplex zombies after shooting them in the head, not really playing your horror game like that. But shout out to Susie Young. So she is the voice actress for Yuffie in the Final Fantasy VII remake. She's voicing the main character. I'm pretty sure a lot of people heard that. So shout out to that bag that she getting. And yeah, it looks interesting. So I'm pretty sure people who are big fans of the series are going to like it. And I'm very curious to see what the conversation is going to be about when it comes to the gameplay of it. But yeah, there you go. Silent Hill for F. And then obviously actually there's two big things, I should say. Forgot the other one. But the next thing is Resident Evil Requiem. So that was another big game that was announced. They showed us a little bit of the story mode and some gameplay features as well. So shout out to, it seems like they're going back to third person, which I prefer that with the style of Resident Evil over the first person stuff that we got with 7 and 8. So curious to see how this game is going to be like. I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, maybe Leon will come in this game. I would absolutely love that. Honestly, I would get the game if we just had like a 2-hour like end of game session where we get to play as Leon and we get suplex zombies. that would be my game of the year just off of that. But curious to see how they're gonna tie everything to previous Resident Evil entries. So yeah, shout out to Capcom. They got a lot of stuff coming out, so they letting their budget. They're letting their budget be known. They got money to blow when it comes to a lot of this stuff. So I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. And then the last big thing that was announced was Black Myth Zong, I think Zong Q. If I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize. But this is Game Science's next game. So this is they are calling like this is, I guess, this mythology series. So this is the second game of the roster, which is going to be focusing on the journey of Zong Q. So it looks interesting. If you haven't checked it out, it's a plug. We did do views from the couch on our thoughts and impressions on Black Myth Wukong, and so check that out if you want to hear all of our in-depth thoughts. I like the game. I like Black Myth Wukong. It was not my game of the year. I know a lot of people were mad that it didn't get that nod, but it was a decent game from what I played and what I remember. So I know a lot of people are very, very, very much excited for this game to drop. I would put a pin on this game releasing anytime soon, though.
Yes, man. Shout out to this future front runner, bro. Shout out to this future front runner. Dude.
Yeah, for sure. Like this game ain't coming out no time soon, but it does look interesting from what we hear. So yeah, those are overall. I really did enjoy this Gamescom opening night specifically. Like I said, that's really the only thing I checked out. I think that they announced a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of stuff to look forward to towards the end of 2025 and also 2026 when we're all not looking at our calendars waiting for GTA 6 to release. So yeah, that's that. So what are your overall thoughts and impressions, Datro? We can wrap things up.
Oh, it was cool. Nice, casual. No expectations went into it, so I ain't lose none. I ain't lose no sleep. I'm looking forward to this later half of the year. I should say this rest of the year with these games and stuff coming out. And I like that Batman made the whole thing for me anyway. I was in awe of that game. So, you know.
Yep. So yeah, that's it. Let us know your thoughts and impressions on everything that was announced, not just in the opening night. There's like a lot of stuff. I know for all you gotcha degenerates, we got that surprise reveal of Nikke and Resident Evil having a collab. Like literally came out of nowhere. I woke up and it was like, yeah, we're collaborating with Resident Evil. So there you go. There's a lot of other stuff that we just, again, we would be here all day if we tried to cover everything that was announced during Gamescom. So that's that. So again, once again, just let us know what were some standout moments for you guys. What are some moments that you did not care about? And what are the games that you are the most looking forward to that's coming out either later on this year or next year? So that's that. So let's go ahead and wrap things up for this session. Oh, I wanted to cover this too before we end. This will be like real quick because usually I talk about a little bit about some of the anime experiences that I because I watch anime. But yeah, this might be a hot take, and this might be too early to say because the show's not over yet. To Be Hero X is probably my anime of the year. This past episode kind of solidified that Studio Ghibli, whoever's in charge of the story for that show, needs a raise. This is one of those shows where like the payoffs are so good because everything that this is one of those shows where it's like you kind of have to, I'm not saying you have to like in-depth analyze every single episode that comes out, but they find a clever way to tie everything up together. It is so good. Like I had to realize the timeline of the show. Once I realized the timeline of the show, the story they're trying to tell, and then this latest episode that kind of starts connecting a lot of the dots that's happens. It's so good. It's so good. I just wanted to gush about that. I know L Glaze, but I highly recommend. If you have not seen To Be Hero X, bruh, check it out. It's really good. So far it's my anime of the year. It could change again, but this last week's episode kind of solidified that, like, yeah, no, this show's next level. But aside from that, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Attack on Culture. I know we were a little bit late in the release, but you know, life happens. Again, we're still going to be trying to be more consistent as far as weekly uploads are concerned. If you stuck around for the whole thing, you're a real one, and we highly appreciate you. Again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you have not. All those things help us combat YouTube's algorithm, helps us push our content to a wider audience, which creates more engagement for our channel and helps us grow and produce more quality content for you guys to enjoy. So with all that being said, guys, God bless. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you next time.
Peace.